July 6th, yes, and is day 5 to start off with. But so I did end up reading about halfway into Anti-Darken. And I'm getting really intrigued. I kind of thought that they would experiment with this by making the Vlad character female instead. But we've gotten to 1451. So it's the year before the siege of Constantinople. And they had been separated from Mehmed for a while after sort of forcing him off the throne by having his mother, the Sultan Valid, inspire a Janissary protest. And so now Mehmed has gotten older, he was on a military campaign, and they just discovered that Mehmed has a kid right after they've been reunited after like 6 months apart while Mehmed was on campaign, where he starts getting very popular and starts getting some support after his military success. And like, they haven't said it directly, but they've been strongly hinting, along with a lot of the rumors that there have been about the younger brother, Radu. They're making him kind of naively delulu about being in love with Mehmed. And I'm like, okay. But they're also starting to show that maybe Lara had feelings too. When they first reunite, she kisses him, and then shortly after, they discover secret baby. And the last chapter I read ends with them confronting him, and it turns out that he is going to be getting married. His father arranged it all, as I very much get annoyed with the hair, as pretty as it looks. I just took it down. Anyway, but yes, obviously they are both hurt because they kind of have feelings for him and don't want to say it. And Lada in particular is very angry about her feelings for Mehmed because, she's always been very pro-Wallachia, independent woman, I don't need anyone type of thing. And she had actually been harassed by the Janissaries, and she started losing the ability to sort of hang out and train with them, and so she's feeling kind of lost and without a place. And particularly, Lada is very upset to hear that he's getting married because, they just kissed, and there hasn't really been any like follow-up to that. So I'm very curious to see how that goes. I really don't want to have to wait until tonight to start reading that. I think it's surprisingly coming up to be one of the first ones. Mainly because it's right now giving a lot of the like social media dramas that I keep getting pulled into on like Facebook and Instagram, which are deeply unhealthy. But yeah, okay. It is so much cooler out today. We finally got through the heat wave. And I think it's not going to be too stormy today. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll have some time outside later on after I do my run. Alright, let's go get ready for that. So, just got back from dropping off some more books at the free little library, did my run, and then did some yoga. I finished a Vlogalates challenge on Sunday, and then I'm leaving on Wednesday. So, and today's Monday. So I'm like, I don't really want to pick up another challenge when I'm not really going to be able to, like, devote the time to working out as much. And I've been noticing, like, especially with all the running, I've been kind of stiff, so I need a bit more stretching in my life. Okay, I'm gonna go get the coffee ready and head upstairs to do all the editing and probably get some Foxglove King in, I hope. I'm gonna try to be good and not nap today. But then again, I got less than 5 hours of sleep last night, so that may be a downhill battle. I don't know. Part of me is also like, I want to go to the actual Boston Public Library since I've never been. But then the other part of me is kind of like, no. So, I'm doing some reading. Also, just ignore the pimple patches. More of the foxglove king. I'm about 3/4 of the way through. Have just a little over 100 pages left, if I remember correctly. But yes, this has gotten pretty interesting. Like, it's a pretty solid read. Like, I'm not in love with it, but it's keeping my interest. Like, I read about a quarter of the book within, I want to say, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. So yes, the plan is I will finish the rest of this tomorrow, and I have to go take a look and see how much of this I need to plan to read tonight, because this does also have some excerpts in it that I'm curious about. This is a series, and I do feel like the way this is going, I'm gonna want to pick up the rest of it. And then I think what's gonna happen is I'm gonna save this as my airport book. Yeah. So I think that's gonna happen. But yeah, so far pretty solid reading. It's just past 3, so I have plenty of time. I could probably technically finish this last bit if I really wanted. But then I wouldn't really have as much to do tomorrow. So I don't know. I have to think about what I want to do with the rest of the day, since I do have quite a while until I'm supposed to be picking this up for my In the Dark read. Alright, so I did a little bit of reading for In the Dark. It's a little bit earlier in the day, like just turned 7. But because of the storm, it's a little bit darker now, so I'm counting it. Plus, I was kind of like, I don't really know what else to do right now. But anyways, yes, I'm a good way through. I'm now on chapter 35. And what I thought was gonna happen happened. So, pretty much, Mehmet's father had been maneuvering to strengthen himself and not Mehmet. And so he kind of forced the political marriage of territory where they were already allied with. And Mehmet doesn't really care for the wife. He likes Lada, kind of, sort of. Like, he also goes to other places that she's not really sure about. Maybe the harem, in a way. But it seems like they've started at least a physical relationship, if not entirely like romantic. Slightly before the wedding, before they knew about the baby, like when he first came back, she kissed him out of nowhere and he responded. And then at the wedding, they picked it back up again. Like, he was really upset that they were having a fight because she was jealous. And they're kind of painting that as one of the more driving factors between why Lada and Radu don't become as close anymore. Like after the wedding, Lada goes back to Amayasa, I think it is. I can't find it quickly enough. I think that's what it is. And Radu decides to stay back in the capital, working on more like the political side. It's kind of like a role reversal where Lada is very good at like the physical protection and maneuvering part and fighting, whereas Radu is very political and diplomatic. Like he does a lot of work behind the scenes. Like one of the things he says is, yes, you may have stopped the knife, but I'm going to be the one who knows about it before it happens. And there's some tension between the siblings because of that. Like during that in-between stage of Mehmet's marriage, she's just feeling really useless. And she's seeing like how skilled Radu is at being liked. And then Radu kind of gets jealous that Mehmet seems to have romantic affection for Lada, even though Radu very clearly cares for him too. And like he will never have that in his mind. And so now they're kind of going their own ways and becoming very jealous of each other over Mehmet. It's kind of a little bit deeper as well. You know, there's kind of also that sibling rivalry where Lada feels very alone because Radu's the one who is well liked. Yes, their father preferred Lada because she was more like him in some ways of being more combative and very fond of Wallachia. But you know, Radu's the good looking one, the kind one, the one people want to make happy. And so there's this time when they were kids where they were under a tutor, and the tutor tried to punish Lada by disciplining Radu physically, and she just let it happen. Oh, this is when they're in the Ottoman court growing up. And Lada does that. Doesn't like interfere and protect Radu as a way of strengthening her own position, like even though it's eating her up inside to not be able to help Radu because she does love her brother. So it's eating her up inside that she isn't able to protect Radu. But she doesn't want that weakness of hers to be known. And so she repeatedly lets Radu get beat. And Radu kind of holds that resentment against her, like, I needed your protection and you didn't protect me. So I'm about to go try to make some cookies. We'll see if the oven's gonna cooperate. And I have a little bit more reading to do. I think it's like another 6 chapters or something. Again, I'm not trying to do too much. Yeah, like 6 more chapters.
when Halil Pasha is dead. 35. News of Lada's test has spread throughout the city. Spectators line the far edge of the field, sitting in the shadows of the looming trees on chairs brought by servants, or on the ground if they had no servants, which was most of them. This is
mentioned this earlier, but I do have sort of a criticism against this whole relationship. Mainly, it's just that Mehmet doesn't really seem to have too much of characterization. I don't understand why they want him. He's just kind of there. Okay.